files will be there, for example. Okay, so how you can access randomly? You can't. If you want 7th file, you can't access. So sequentially means what? If you want here, sound will be coming, ma? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So if you want, if you want to take the driving 8th file, okay, but you can't because this is a sequential file access. So in 1950s, what will be the storage medium here means magnetic tapes, and only sequential access will be there. And the input punch cards will be there. First generation people use the input purpose punch cards only. After 1960 and 1970, there are hard disks are there to store data. Okay, and after that data actually to store data we are having data models are there. 5 data models will be there. Okay, like relational data model, hierarchical data model, network data model, object oriented data model. Okay, different types of data models are there. I mean 5 types of data models are there. So in this 1960 and 1970s, what data model they use? Network data model and hierarchical data model. And so Ted Code means he is a scientist who developed the DBMS. So he developed the relational data model, would win the ACM Turing Award for this work. So he got a what he got? He got an award also for the ACM Turing Award. Okay. So next we are having IBM Research Begin System or prototype. So next IBM company also developed this research. IBM company also research about this prototype also. So this is about like history he given. Okay, and in this time the high performance also will be there. Transaction processing also will be there. Next we are having 1980s. So 1980s, what will be there? Research relational prototypes and SQL. So SQL full form is the structured query language. So in the 1980s, SQL commands will be developed. Okay, now this generation also we use the SQL commands to store data, to retrieve data, to modify data we used. So in this they use the object-oriented database system. And next we are having 1990. So 1990, what we are having here? Large decision support and data mining applications. So means year wise, what are the softwares will be there for database purpose? That softwares he given here. Okay. And also large multi-terabyte data warehouses. All data warehouse means what here? Largest amount of databases will be stored, then that is called as a data warehouses. And in the 2000, what we are having XML and XQuery standards. Okay, so if you people are having web technology, HTML idea, XML full form is the extensible markup language. So this is the purpose of to store database purpose only. So that is available in 2000. And also there are automated database administration also there, and increasing use of highly parallel database. So the increasing level of the highly parallel database systems and web scale distributed data storage system. So year wise, history wise, they are developing this type of softwares. Okay, this is small history. And next we are having. So actually before started the database system, that people, previous people will be used the traditional file system that we call as a traditional file system. So traditional file system means what? Okay, in the data we can store in the form of the files. So in the form of the files, if we are storing storing the information in the files, what happens? Some disadvantages will be there, some drawbacks will be there. So that he is telling here what are the disadvantages, what are drawbacks used in the traditional file system. So first one he given data redundancy and inconsistency. So what is the meaning here? Redundancy means what? Duplication of data. So in file system, what happened? Duplication of data will be stored more. Okay, so generally Duplication of data means what here? I think all of you know about the WhatsApp. So if you are sending one file, one video to 10 members, so that the 10 members chart, the data will be available. So means actual original file will be shared to the 10 members, then 10 duplication of files will be created there. Okay, so that type of problem will be there using the traditional file system. So redundancy is nothing but a duplication of data. And inconsistency. So inconsistency means what? Whenever duplication of data will be there, if you want to try to access the one employee data, so that employee data already stored in some other places also, multiple places. Okay. So what happened here? That will be collapsed. So collaboration will be occurred. So that is called as a inconsistency. Next, we are having multiple file formats, duplication of information in different files. So multiple file formats means in the file formats means how we can store like .db or .ppt or .ms Word file. So different file formats are there. So different and also duplication of information in different files. So just now I said that whatever duplicate file means same information can be stored in multiple files. That is called as a duplication of information. And next we are having difficulty in accessing data. So just now I said whenever the database will be, data will be in the data redundancy and inconsistency, automatically we are facing the difficulty in accessing data. And next we are having need to write a new program to carry out each new task. So in that, so for every time, if you want to create, if you want to modify, if you want to update, for every time you should write the one new program. That is also a problem here. And next we are having data isolation, multiple files and formats. So data isolation means what here? At a time, if many people want to access the data, so that will be not possible in the file system. But now this generation, so a simple example will be from Google, many people are searching data, but no problem will be occurred. Okay. So that is called as a data isolation. Next, integrity problem. Integrity means what? Security problem. Integrity means what? Security problem. And also, means security means what here? How it means? Like rules. So those whoever wants to try to access for all those data will be retrieving. Okay, there is no condition will be there. For example, then what happened? Everyone will be coming. Everyone will be open our database. Everyone will be try to modify data, update data. So it will be what happened. All are not good now. Sometimes some enemies also will be there. So they want to try to modify that data. They want to try to delete the data. So integrity constraints will be must and should. If integrity is not there, means data will be lost. That is the integrity problems. And the hard to add new constraints or change existing ones. Means if just now I said about the constraints, okay, integrity constraints. So if you want to add some new rules, okay, we can't add. And also whatever the rules will be there, we can't modify that. That also we are facing the problem in the traditional file system. And also atomicity of updates. So atomicity also means transaction purpose. There also updates will not be there. But now this generation, what happened? Whenever you are transfer the money, whenever you are credit the money, debit the money, immediately you are getting the message from the bank. But that generation, that facility is not available. Okay. And also here we are having failure may leave database in an inconsistent state with partial updates carried out. So for example, what he given, just I said that example only. So transfer of funds from one account to another should either complete or not happen at all. Okay. So that may be going to complete the transaction or some other problem will be occurred. So failures, maximum failures will be there, that file system. Okay. And the next we are having concurrent access by multiple users needed for better performance. Means just before I said concurrent access means what? Simultaneously access. Okay, one like if you want to book a ticket for a train. Okay, so now this generation you are sitting in your home, remote places. Okay, all of you are sitting in remote places. We are booking our tickets, movie tickets, railway station, train tickets, whatever tickets we want to, we are booking. And there is no problem will be occurred. Okay, but that time that facility is not there. That is called as a concurrent access will not available for multiple users in file processing. So he is giving here, see, for example, two people reading a balance and updating it at the same time. Okay, so he gave an example for the bank transaction. So I give an example for normal example. So these all are the databases only. About trains also database, about buses also database, about movie also database. So this all database means what? Whatever data you are storing, that all are we call as a database only. And security problems also there. So security problems means, so for example here, so in the university level, you people are not having to access all type of data. Okay, so those who are having here means higher authority people. Okay, so that type of securities are also not available that time, and hard to provide user access to some but not all data. So memory is not sufficient, means much more data if you want to store in the file, we can't to be stored there. That is also problem. So these all drawbacks will be recovered by the DBMS. Okay, that's why DBMS will be invented and DBMS will be solved these all problems maximum to maximum. So now this generation, we are having security, we are having the integrity, we are having the data consistency, okay, and we are having the concurrent access. So all those facilities are also available in the DBMS. Now coming to components of DBMS. So what are the components he given here? DBMS contains information about a particular enterprise. So enterprise means what here? Any organization, about any college, any university. So it will be contains about all the information. DBMS will be contained, okay? And collection of interrelated data. So whenever you are, for example, one company, we are maintaining the database. I mean DBMS, okay? So interrelated means what? In that company, many departments are there. So each department will be having the connection between them. Okay, means all are the related to each other, intercommunicate with each other. That is the history. And next we are having set of program to access the data. So to access the data, we are having some programs like SQL commands. Okay, programs will be there, means some software will be there histally. And we are having an environment that is both convenient and efficient use. So using the DBMS, what is telling, so conveniently and also efficiently you can use the DBMS software. So these are the main components of DBMS. And what are the applications of DBMS? So banking. So banking, what we are doing? Transactions. All transactions are given. And second, he given airlines. So just now I said about the railway station. I said, so he given the airlines reservation schedules, means when the time when the flight will be going and coming. Okay, and also university registrations, grades. Okay, and sales, customers, products, purchases, online retailers, or order tracking, customized recommendations. Manufacturing means production, inventory, orders, supply chain. And human resources means employee records, salaries, tax deductions. Database touch all aspects of our lives. So what he's telling, so DBMS will be useful in every department, okay, in everywhere. Small marketing retail shop person also maintain the small type of DBMS. That is he's telling. Okay, Amma, are you people are understanding? I am going fastly about my pronunciation. Is okay, all of you?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So next we are having files versus DBMS. So what about the file processing and what about the DBMS? What are the differences between both he's giving here? So see here. Application must stage large data sets between main memory and secondary storage. Example, buffering, page-oriented access, 32-bit addressing, etc. So normally he's telling here memory wise how we can store DBMS, where we can store, and files where we can store. So between the main memory and secondary memory we are storing, he's telling. Now see what he's giving. And special code for different queries. Okay. So files means what? Everyone I think having the idea MS Access. MS Access also we can create table. There also we can write a query. So that query syntax That way is different. And DBMS, how we can create a queries is using the SQL commands. So SQL command software is different. And next we are having, third is the must protect data from inconsistency due to multiple concurrent users. So this facility is not available in file processing, but this will be available in DBMS. And crash recovery. Also the recovery means what? Backup and recovery. So whenever if we are maybe system crash, data will be lost. Okay, any natural disaster will be appears. That time also data will be lost. Any fire accidents will be also there. Then also, so that time if we are maintain the backup, so backup will be also there. Recovery also will be coming. And in DBMS we are having security and access control is higher than compared to the file processing system. This is about the first chapter, I think. Okay. Now coming to second, third chapter, architecture of DBMS. So what about DBMS architecture? Means how we are storing internally data. Okay, that is about the architecture. So here he given the different types: centralized architecture, client server architecture, parallel architecture, distributed architecture. Okay, so here generally client server means what? Everyone are having the Google. Okay, so from the Google you are searching some data, so you are a client. Google will give the information. So from where the Google is given the information? From Google server. That is called as a client server architecture. And about parallel means, so multiple times. Parallel means what? Simultaneously. Okay, multiple process and risks will be there. That is called as a parallel. And distributed means what here? Okay, now the bank example is the good example for the distributed. Means like if we are taking SBI Bank. So in the Hyderabad, SBI Bank will be many branches are there. But main branch will be available in one place. So this all sub branches will be connected to the main branch. And this all sub branches data will be available in the main branch. So how it is possible means using the distributed database process, database systems. Okay. So see, he given diagram. In diagram, what he given first of all. So application interfaces, application program, application query tools, administration tools, programmer, object code, DBMS. So this is 3-tier architecture. Oh. Which page we are? Anyone remember?
Page number 6, ma'am.
6. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
.3, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm going. So this is the block 1. So just now what I discussed about the only, this is over now, not over.
1.3, ma'am. Architecture of DBMS.
Then you said page number 6. That's why I'm moving forwards.
It is PDF, ma'am. In textbook, it is 6.
Oh, okay, okay. So diagram wise, he given 3-tier architecture. 3-tier architecture means like in the client server we are having 2-tier, 3-tier also. So internally how the data will be stored he given. So see the next diagram, it will be easy to understand. In the first diagram you are having the lot of departments. Okay, so client, see here client server. So user giving the application, user just giving the application network through the network to database system. Okay, so see I just now I said na 2-tier, this is a 2-tier. Here what is there, only user and database system will be there. And in 3-tier what is there here, here user is there. So user will be send the application like client wise. So you in this department, first one see user will be like a application client and through network. In this see here what is there, application server also there. So before example here application server is not there, directly database system will be there, but here application server is also there. So internally, so what is telling to trying means internally data will be like a 2-tier stored, also otherwise it will be stored 3-tier. And see here how the data will be viewing, view level. Okay, so view 1, view 2 means how many users want to be see. So user can be see only what he can be see only logical level. I mean, so not only logical, only view level only user can be see. I mean, if you want to try to book a tickets, so that front page only we know that. Okay, internally what database software used and physically where it can be stored, we don't know. Okay, so that is called as the logical architecture of the schema, physical schema, something diagram. Actually, he didn't give clearly here diagram name. Just view of data given. So in the view level only user can be possible to see the data, but in the logical level, physical level, we can't see. What is about logical level means it is a conceptual. Logical level is also called as a conceptual level. So conceptual level means what again? So which type of data model you are using? So I said data model 5 we are having. Okay, relational data model, object-oriented data model, network data model, hierarchical data model. Okay, different types of data models we are having. That data model. So which type of data model you are using in the logical level? Logical level will be shown. And what about physical level? Physical level means completely internally in the secondary storage where data will be stored. That is called as a physical level. Okay. Now next coming to data abstraction. So data abstraction means what here? Generally abstraction. So just now we see the diagram now. Like view level, physical level, and conceptual level means abstraction level. So data will be stored internally, that the details we can't see. Data will be abstract. Data will be abstract means hidden. Hiding the data. So user can't see the abstraction level. Just user can be see the external level. You call otherwise we call as a view level. So in the level of abstraction, data will be there again. Whatever diagram will be there, that is related to this concept naturally. Diagram. Okay. So see physical level of data abstraction. So physical level, what is there here? How we record. Okay. Customer is stored. So internally, how the record will be stored in the customer will be stored. So this is the lowest level of abstraction. If we are taking the level wise, okay, then the first level is the view level, and second is the actually abstraction level or conceptual level, and third we are having the physical level. Okay, third last level is called as lowest level is called as a physical level. So how data are actually stored? So generally data will be stored in the form of the binary numbers. In the physical level, data will be stored in the form of the binary numbers. Now coming to logical level of data. So in this level, what is there? Data will be, just now I said, abstraction means what? Hiding the implementation details. What is the meaning of the abstraction? Means hiding the implementation details. Means, for example, we people ride the bike. Okay, bike we know, however, how to ride. But internally, how the bike will be riding means what is the concept will be there, what is the engineering will be there, how the machine will work. We can't know. Okay, who knows there mean here? Those who are created, that person only known. Like that, here also, just we know the front page of the application. Okay, that only we know. But internally, what software they used, what database they used, what data model they used, we don't know. That is called as a data abstraction level. Ma, someone please mute yourself. Who's that, ma? So given view level. So view level means what here? User level is called as a view level. Now he given here what about database instance and schema. So schema means what, ma? Schema is nothing but a designing. Okay? Schema is nothing but designing. So see here what he given. Schema is the logical structure of the database. So just now I said that designing means how to design the data to store. Means to store the data in the database, how you are designing. How you are designing. That planning is called as a schema. So the database consists of information about a set of customers and accounts and the relationship between them. So in the database, what will be contains means here about the customers, about the accounts, and the relationship between both of the customer and account also there. Now he given separately what is a physical schema, what is logical schema, what is the instance schema. Okay, so physical schema. So physical schema is there. What is he telling? Database design at the physical level. So just before also we discussed here, physical level means the last level. Okay, and now coming to logical schema. So database design at the logical level, instances and schemas. Okay, so schema is nothing but designing only. Okay, logical level means logical level is also called as a conceptual level. So conceptual means what type of data model you are using to store data. That point you can remember is that is the actual content of the database at a particular point in time analogs to the value of a variable. So instance means what is telling what are the contents, what is the data you are storing in the database. That is called as a instance. Now he given about the physical data independence. So what is about the independence means what? Not dependent to other. Okay, so whenever we want to try to modify the physical schema without changing the logical schema, what's it telling here means you want to be change the internally some data. Okay, but that design will not be going to collapse. The design will not be going to disturb. Okay, that is telling the physical data independence. Means from one disk to other disk, you want to be transfer data. Okay, you want to be take the data from this disk to this secondary storage device to that secondary storage device. Then that time also the conceptual level means the logical design will not going to disturb. That is called as a physical data independence. Okay, it's independent. If we are trying to modify something, some other will be modified means what? They are dependent. So not like that. Physical independence is main important. So in general, the interfaces between the various levels and components should be well defined. So that changes in some parts do not seriously influence to others. Okay, so that only is telling, okay, not influence to others. Yeah, now he given the topic here, data models. So data models means what he given? A collection of concepts and tools for describing about the data relationship, data semantics, data constraints. Now see one by one. So again he given here relational data model. So I said before also, I said data models, we are having the 5 types here. a relational data model, ER model. So full form is the entity relationship data model. And third, we are having the object-based data model. And next we are having semi-structured data model. So he given actually 4 only, but we are having that is in that hierarchical model, network model will be coming, I think, in semi-structured. Okay. So see here what he given. What about the relational data model? So relation is nothing but a table. Okay, relational is nothing but a table. In the form of table, if you want to try to store, okay. So table will be in the form of rows and columns. In the rows and columns, if you want to try to store data, that is called as a relational data model. So every relation has what? A schema. Schema means what? Designing. So relation means as a table. Table means if I take an example, employee table. So employee table has a separate design now. Okay. Employee table has a designing, means 3 rows, 5 columns. Okay. Otherwise, that student table. So whatever the table, whatever data you want to take, that will be having the schema here. So which describes about the columns. Columns also called as here fields. Columns also called as the fields here. Now come to example. Okay. So what is the example he given? University database. So in the university level wise, many students will be there. So that is he given example. So in that he given the conceptual schema. So conceptual schema means logical schema. Conceptual schema is nothing but logical schema. So in that what he given? A student ID, student name, okay, student login, student age. So I think you people, if you are having the C programming or C++, okay, data types, okay, which type of data we can store? ID data will be stored in the form of the number, and name will be stored in the form of the string form. Okay, age will be stored in the number means integer. Okay, integer form we can store. So that only he given here. Again he given. So ID he given actually string he given because letters and numbers will be combined. Then he taken the string here. If you are having completely numbers, then we can take the integers. Otherwise, if you are having complete the strings, I mean numbers and the alphabets, then you can take the strings. So courses, enrolled, physical schema. So he given what he given again? Physical schema. So what is the physical schema he given? Relations stored as unordered files. Index on first column of students. So what is telling? Physically means what? You can remember physically nothing but internal storage. Internal storage. Maybe magnetic tapes, maybe hard disk. Okay. So maybe tapes. So wherever we are stored, that is called as a physical schema. Now coming to external schema. What is the external schema here? External schema will be here view level. So what are the courses are available in the university? So in the university, what courses are available? BBA, BCom, BCA, okay, BSc. So what courses are available? That the courses we are seeing, then we are joining. That is about the he given external schema. So first we are following external schema. Then we are going to the conceptual schema. Then the last level is called, lowest level is called as a physical schema. This is all about what he given here. Relational data model. So relational data model means in the form of tables, data will be stored in the form of rows and columns. That is about the relational data model. Now coming to ER model. Okay. So ER full form is the entity relationship data model. So this model consists of entities. Entities are nothing but what here? Real world entities. Generally we call as the real world entities. Means about humans, about persons, about faculty, about students, okay, about any computer. So these all are we call as a entities only. Maybe any person, any place, anything. Okay, you can take anyone, no problem here. So in the entity relationship model, we are having here about entities and about relationships and about the cardinalities. So cardinalities means what? A relation between the entities. Next week he given object-based data models. Okay, so database is designed with all the objects. So again, objects means here like example entities only. But that in the entity relationship model, we are using the separate diagrams. Here we are completely take the objects. Like C++, you are having objects, data members, member functions. Okay. So that way we are storing here. Next, we are having semi-structured data model. So in that we are having XML given. XML full form extension markup language data model. It described in terms of sequences and items, atomic values and nodes. So how we can store here in the form of sequence, items, atomic values and nodes. So the XPath data model is based on the notion of a sequence. The value of XPath expression is always a sequence. So what is trying to telling means in the form of the, how we are storing means in the form of the sequence we are storing. Okay. So sequence is nothing but a here ordered collection of 0 or more items. Means you can take the 1 element, 2 elements, 3 elements, how many elements you want to be stored, that much you can store in the semi-structured. So this is about the data model. Now coming to data independence, DBA, DBA database users, DB languages. So now coming to data independence. So again he given, already discussed there only, that is called as the. So using these applications are insulated from how data is structured and stored. So data independence means what he given, how the data will be stored and how it will be structured, how it will be designing. And now coming to logical data independence. So in the logical, we are having protection and physical structure when changes occur in logical structure of data. So what is telling protection is security. Okay, whenever you are storing, you are designing data, so you should follow the security also main important. And next physical data. So physical means where the data will be stored, physically where the data will be stored, which disk stored, that is called as a physical data independence. Now DBA. So DBA full form is the database administrator. So database administrator means whoever responsible for database, who is maintaining the database, that person is called as a DBA. So see what are tasks we are having here. So first point, coordinates all activities of database system, has a good understanding of the enterprise information resource and needs. So means what are the activities day to day? If you are maintain the one company database, DBA will be there. So he will be observing all the activities will be going. Okay. So whatever the losses will be occurring, okay, whatever the good will be occurring, what are the benefits will be occurring. So he is observing all the activities of the database system. So he has knowledge about the database system. He knows a very understanding knowledge of the database system. Okay, next he given point, storage structure and access method definition. So in DBA only know the what is the structure we are following to store the data and what are the methods, means to access the data, what are the commands we are having, how we can access, that is also he knows. And also and physical organization modification. So if you want to try to modify the physical organization also, he can modify. So he has all the authorities. Okay, he has all the controlling and power. He can do anything. Next, granting users authority to access. So just now I said he's having all the authority means, so he can only give the permissions to the others. If he given the granting permission to access the database, then only the others will be accessed. If he is not, then no one can be accessed. And he only maintain the backing up data. Okay, so backup data also responsible for the DBA only. And next we are having monitoring performance and responding to changes. Means monitoring means what? Watching. So what will be happening in database? Okay, so employees, whoever working on database, those people are working or not working properly. So if any changes he wants to change, he can change. And database tuning. Tuning means it will be going to smoothly or not smoothly, runningly or not runningly. So this is also responsible for DBA only. So in DBA also different types of DBAs are there here. So see, he given administrator DBA, development DBA, database architect, data warehouse DBA, application DBA, OLAP DBA. So how many given 6 types of DBAs are there here? Means these all are what employees. These DBAs are nothing but they are like a human persons only. So administrative DBA means who is the administrator is telling is mainly concerned with the installing. So installation, maintenance, about servers, okay, backups, recovery, security, replications, memory management, configurations, and tuning. So all the main installation purpose, he is the responsible. Who is responsible here? Administrative DBA. And second given development DBA. So development DBA means he is responsible for creating queries and procedures for the requirement. Basically, his task is similar to any database developer. So he is like a database developer, and whatever the queries means, if you want to access data, then what we need, queries we need, commands we need. Okay, that commands will be created by this development DBA. And third is who is the person? Database architect. So architect is nothing but designing, I think. Okay. So database architect is responsible for creating and maintaining the users, roles, access rights, tables, views, constraints, and indexes. So here are having the rights also. And about tables means data will be stored in the form of tables. And we use also like one of database only. And constraints means conditions. Okay, so he is having this type of the responsibilities. And next we are having data warehouse DBA. So he is the person able to maintain the data and procedures for various sources in the data warehouse. So from different various places, he will be take the information and he can be kept in the data warehouse. So these sources can means like files, COBOL, or any other programs. Means how which type of data he can be gathering means he can be gathering like some programming typing only. Here data and programs will be from different sources. A good DB function levels from those sources at the same pace to make the data warehouse to work. Means from all the different places, different sources, he can gather all the programming typing level data. It can be stored in the data warehouse. So his duty is this one. Okay, next we are having application DBA. So here application DBA is like a bridge between the application program and database. So he can develop all the application programs to interact with the database. So if you want to interact with the database, we know about the application programs. So that application programs will be developed by these DBA. Okay, so he will be also activities are having here installation, installing, upgrading, and patching, maintaining, backup, recovery to execute the records works without any issues. So he is also this type of responsibility. And next we are having OLAP DBA. So he is responsible for installing and maintaining database in OLAP, online analytical processing systems. So particularly for this OLAP only he is working. So that type of person is called as a OLAP DBA. And now again he given database users. Who are the database users? So database users are the people or machines also. Means people's means what here? How you are interacting with the machine only. If the machine is not there, means machine means what? Phone or system, laptop. Okay, if these machines are not there, we can't communicate with online. Okay, we can't communicate with virtually. So that's why he's giving people or machines who use the database and get the benefits from the database. So there are first one, application programmers. They are the developers who interact with the database by means of DML queries. DML means data manipulation language. In SQL commands, we are having DML command, DDL command, DML command, DCL commands. TCL commands. Okay, so using these commands, we can write the queries. Query is nothing but to access the data from the database. From where you want to access data? From the database. Like he given example C, C++, Java, Pascal, etc. So these queries are converted into object code to communicate with the database. For example, writing a C program to generate the report of employees who are working in particular department will involve a query to fetch the data from database. It will include an embedded SQL query in the C program. So what is telling, use the C program also, you can write the database query. Next, second one, sophisticated users. So they are also developers who write SQL queries. So first one is already whatever the queries are there, from that queries he is using. Okay, here whatever the queries are there, that they can write. Okay, these developers can be create. So queries to select, insert, delete, update data. So they do not use any application or programs to request all.
Hello, madam.
Yes, ma.
Questions ela adutaru exam lo?
Questions ela adutaru ante like ఇప్పుడు ఈ క్వశ్చన్ ఉంది, డేటాబేస్ లాంగ్వేజ్ గురించి రాయండి. ఓకే, అదర్వైజ్ డేటాబేస్ అడ్వాంటేజెస్ ఏంటి, డ్రాబ్యాక్స్ ఏంటి అని రాయండి. ఓకే, మీకు ఎవ్రీ చాప్టర్ కింద ఇస్తాడు క్వశ్చన్స్, ఇలా ఉంటాయని ఇస్తాడు కదా. ఇప్పుడు ఇది ఈ చాప్టర్ ఉంది కదా ఇక్కడ, ఇప్పుడు సమరీ తర్వాత అయిపోవచ్చు చూడు ఇక్కడ క్వశ్చన్స్.
Yes, yes.
What are examining questions will be, what is file system, describe your the disadvantage file system అని ఆల్రెడీ చూసాం కదా పైన. ఓకే, ఈ తర్వాత డయాగ్రామ్ అంకిత DBMS, functions of types of DBA. And next question, what is DBMS? Write the applications of DBMS.
Draw the architecture of DBMS అంటే 2 tier 3 tier ఏదేసినా పర్లేదా?
ఏదేసినా పర్లేదు. అది క్వశ్చన్ మార్క్స్ బట్టి కూడా మీరు రాయొచ్చు అనమాట. ఇది 7 మార్క్స్ 30 లైన్సే కాబట్టి తక్కువ మార్క్స్, మేబీ మార్క్స్ అయితే ఇక్కడ ఇవ్వలేదు. మార్క్స్ బట్టి కూడా మీరు ఎక్స్టెండ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు అట్లా. 50 లైన్స్ అంటే కొంచెం లెంతీ క్వశ్చన్స్, లాంగ్ క్వశ్చన్స్. ఇవి షార్ట్ క్వశ్చన్సే కాబట్టి షార్ట్ క్వశ్చన్స్ ఒక హాఫ్ పేజ్ రాస్తే సరిపోతుంది.
ఓకే అండి.
ఓకే, సో లాస్ట్ లోనే ఉన్నాం మనం ఇక్కడ. So and sophisticated users means what is telling here, they directly interact with the database by means of query language like SQL. Okay, so ante villu I mean these people are interact with the SQL directly, and also these users will be scientists, engineers, analysts who thoroughly study SQL. Means they are having the expert knowledge, okay, complete knowledge about the SQL. So they can use like a scientific reason purpose also, engineering purpose also. Okay, any purpose. So they are designing, they are designers also, they are developers also. And next, third persons we call as a specialized users. So user means what here? For example, we are all users. So here we are the like students, faculties. So just we are learning. Okay, basic knowledge only we are learning. Okay, but whenever if you are going to company side, software company side, so if you are, then you are applying that commands, that software. Here just booking purpose, book purpose means exam purpose or some knowledge only we are getting, but practically we don't know internally. Whenever you are doing the practice, if you are doing the practice, then you know this command will work like this. Okay, I have done this work like that. So he is explaining about the users. So different categories peoples are there, different areas. So these softwares will be useful like this, like he's explained. Now coming to specialized users. So these are also sophisticated users, means like engineers, okay, scientists, but they write special database application programs. So they are write the special database application programs. They are the developers who develop the complex programs to the requirement. So whatever the according to requirement, they only write the program. That type of users are called as the specialized users. Next we are having standalone users. These users will have standalone database for their personal use. So we are all here. Okay, these kinds of database will have ready-made database packages, which will have menus and graphical interfaces. Means like we people also like ready-made software will be available. Using that software, we can download. We are booking. Okay, so that type of people are called as a standalone people, standalone users. And last, native users are there. These are the users who use the existing application to interact with the database. For example, online library system, ticket booking system, ATMs, etc. has means already the program is designed. So that program we are using, that type of is called as a native users. So different how the users will be there, how many users are there, that is the question actually here. Next we are having about language. What is the database language? So in database language, DML will be there. So DML full form is the data manipulation language. So language, this why we are using this language means language for accessing and manipulating the data organized by appropriate data model. So data models we are having now already 4 data models we have seen. Okay, from that data model, we want to access the data. Means you already stored data using some data model. Now you want to be access that model. Okay, employee data you stored. So that employee data model, if you want to access, how you can access using this DML language. So DML language will be to create data, to insert data, to update data. That commands will be available. So example he given, see here, the SQL commands select the data. Select means data will be already there. You want to select, or you want to find average, or you want to find count, or you want to be do group by. So these type of DML commands will be there. Again, in this he given the 2 types. One is the procedural and second one is the declarative, means non-procedural. So procedural means we are having user specifies what data is required and how to get those data. Example, PL by SQL. PL by SQL means PL means programming language. Like VB.NET, okay, and XML. There we are writing the programmings. And second, we are having the declarative, means non-procedural. So in non-procedural, we are having user specifies what data is required without specifying how to get those data. For example, SQL. So the procedural is say PL by SQL, non-procedural is the SQL. Now coming to DDL. DDL form is the data definition language. So using this language, we are defining the database schema. Defining, you can say, or designing the database. So for example, I'm giving example here. One table you are drawing in your book manually, you are drawing the table. Okay, you are not writing the column names, you are not writing the rows. If you are drawing the like 5 columns, 3 rows, that the drawing, that designing is called is created by the DDL language. And you want to be insert data. I mean columns you want to give the names and rows you want to give. Then that is called as what here? DML language. So DDL, using DDL you are designing data, and using DML you are accessing data. Okay. And next we are having here what he give example, create table like account number, okay, branch name, balance. These are the example he given, and using this DDL we are alter the table, delete the table also. And DDL compiler generates a set of tables stored in data dictionary which contains metadata. Means already in the dictionary some predefined table will be there. That type of tables will be called as a metadata. Next we have DCL. DCL is the data control language. So in this bank transactions will be, if you want to grant, if you want to give the permission. Grant means what? Permission. You want to grant the permission. Revoke. Revoke means what? Whatever the permissions you given, that person is trying to misutilize. Then revoke. Ivadam teesukodam. Grant cheyadam ivadam. Revoke means teesukodam vapas. That is the DCL. So mainly complete the SQL commands means these 3 are the main important languages. DDL, DML, DCL. If you know these commands practically, if you are having this knowledge, then easily you can use this software. You can store data, you can create data, you can manipulate, means update data, modify data, delete data, and you can give the constraints. All those things you can do using these languages. This is about the block 1 na antena. ఇంకా empty ఉంది కదా. So unit 1 అయింది complete. What's the time ma?
5:30 మ్యామ్.
5:30 అయిపోయిందా?
మ్యామ్
చెప్పు.
మీరు అన్ని టాపిక్స్ కాకుండా మెయిన్ టాపిక్స్ మట్టికే చెప్తారా మాకు, అంటే ఇంపార్టెంట్ టాపిక్స్ మట్టికే చెప్తారా?
యాక్చువల్గా నేను స్టార్టింగ్ ని అడుగుదాం అనుకున్నా మిమ్మల్ని, మీరెవరు మాట్లాడలేదు, సర్లే అని స్టార్టింగ్
అంటే అన్ని టాపిక్స్ చెప్తే టైం వేస్ట్ కదా మేడం. ఇప్పుడు మెయిన్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ టాపిక్స్ అయితే త్వరగా అయిపోతుంది కదా మాకు కూడా.
7 days ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి 7 days 6 days 7 days
7 days 6 days ఉన్నాయి.
6 days 1 day అయిపోయింది, మళ్ళీ 5 days ఉన్నాయి. సో
అంటే మీరు ఇంపార్టెంట్ టాపిక్స్ చెప్తే మాకు కూడా తొందరగా కవర్ అవుతుంది.
ఓకే మా షూర్లీ. సో నేను రేపటి క్లాస్ లో ఈ టాపిక్ అయితే ఇంపార్టెంట్, ఈఆర్ మోడల్ చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. సో ఇంపార్టెంట్ టాపిక్స్ అబ్బా, ఇంపార్టెంట్ టాపిక్స్ వైస్ చెప్తాను.
మీరు ఇంపార్టెంట్ టాపిక్స్ వైస్ చెప్తే మేము కూడా నోట్ చేసుకోవడానికి ఈజీగా ఉంటుంది.
ఓకే మా ఓకే.
రేపటి నుంచి నోట్ చేసుకుంటాం మేడం, కొంచెం స్లోగా చెప్తారా, రైటింగ్ లో ఇబ్బంది అవుతుంది.
ఓకే మా ఓకే, అందుకే నేను అడిగా స్టార్టింగ్ లో, ఎవరు మాట్లాడలేదు. సరేలే మళ్ళీ కవర్ చేయాలని యాక్చువల్ గా అదే కవర్ చేయాలి కాబట్టి ఫాస్ట్ చెప్పేస్తున్నాను నేను.
రాసుకుంటాం,
కొంచెం నోట్ చేసుకుంటాం మేము కూడా.
ఓకే మా ఓకే, షూర్లీ తప్పకుండా.
ఓకే మ్యామ్, థ్యాంక్ యూ.
థ్యాంక్ యూ మ్యామ్. ఎగ్జామ్ పర్పస్. ఓకే మ్యామ్.
ఓకే మా,
థ్యాంక్ యూ మ్యామ్.
థ్యాంక్ యూ మ్యామ్.
థ్యాంక్ యూ మా. టైం అయిపోయిందా? లీవ్ మీటింగ్.